You are watching 2+U Nevada. So excited to have Clint Jolly back joining us this afternoon. This time we're talking December holiday meals. And Clint, first and foremost, I got to tell you, after the last time we got together, I caught so much heat for not being able to slice into that meat very well.
That's right. You have your talents, I have mine.
That's very true. That's very true. And it's generational too. In fact, the photo behind you, it's your great-grandfather?
Yeah, third from the right behind the counter right there, George Jolly, my great-grandfather. He's the one that started my family in the butchering business in 1932 here in Reno.
That is so cool. And you said 1932, so this is generational. Your family's been in it now for almost 100 years.
Almost 100 years. We're 92 years right now, yeah.
That is insane. That's
wild, huh?
Yeah, super wild. But you guys have lasted this long because you know quality meat, you know quality cutting, and you provide such great food for folks in our community. And as we're getting prepared to be hosting all the people, you know, you guys are just a phenomenal place to turn to.
Absolutely. We try to make it easy, right? Whether it's a simple weeknight meal, we've got stuff in the case ready to go. We do all the prep, and you can lie to your friends and tell them you did it, and that's fine. All the way up to Christmas dinner, prime ribs, prepped, ready to go, hams, all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Well, and speaking of that, that's what you have behind us. We've got a beautiful ham, and we've got a beautiful prime rib.
Yep.
Now, the one thing that I found very interesting that you and I were just talking about before we started this interview is that spiral cut hams actually aren't the best cut because they dry out. Kind of go into that.
Yeah, so in our opinion, we've been making hams the old-fashioned way, generational recipe in there, maple sugar cured. We don't like the spiral cut because basically you're slicing through the meat, and then when you throw that guy in the oven, it's going to dry out, right? So a spiral cut ham, if you buy something in a grocery store, usually they put a lot of glaze on there to add that moisture back. To us, that's just not a traditional ham. We'd rather go kind of the old school way, so we don't do the spiral cut.
The one thing that I have to say after learning about this too, that I don't necessarily like about spiral cuts is when you're attempting to cut a spiral cut, you get all these tiny little pieces instead of like a nice slice of ham.
Yeah.
And you're saying that it's much easier. Even you do bone in, but even with the bone in, it's super easy to cut.
Yeah, so we've got boneless if you don't want to worry about that. Like this guy right here, you can just slice right through that. If you want to do a bone in, it does have a little bit more flavor. Plus you get that bone to make beans afterwards. The leftovers I think are amazing. Ours, we take all the bones out except for one down the middle. So you can just take a knife right across the top, pull that off, pull the bone out, and then you got like 2 halves you can get nice slices out of. Super easy.
So in the month of December, before the big holidays, how much advance notice do you need if somebody wants to order a prime rib, if somebody wants a ham? How many days in advance do you need, or can people just stop on it?
Well, we always tell people order as soon as you know what you want, how many people you have coming, that sort of thing. To be honest, like a little bit behind the scenes, I've already ordered prime ribs for Christmas. If I didn't have them ordered in September, we wouldn't get them. So we never really run out, but we like people to call as soon as possible just to make sure that we've got one set aside for you.
Well, and then that's very important for you as a small business too, to also know that you have enough inventory for everybody who's going to be coming to you, right?
For sure, yeah.
And you mentioned it at the top of our interview, but I can't stress enough how amazing it is when you walk into Butcher Boy because, and he knows this, I am not adept in the kitchen. I'm not. And you and the folks behind the counter, they're amazing. And you have pre-done, I don't want to say pre-done meals because you still take them home, but you provide like the simple steps for people like me who aren't that awesome in the kitchen. You say, okay, this is what you do. You put it in the oven at this for this duration of time. And if you're hosting, if you're doing Christmas parties or any December holiday party, if you are hosting family in advance of the big feast day, you have meals that can make people pretty impressed with how you are in the kitchen.
For sure, yeah. And I won't even start to list them off, but then we've got 40, 50 different items in the shop that are, we call it all ready to cook. So chicken cordon bleus, meatloafs, kebabs, appetizer stuff, meal stuff, simple, quick stuff. Just, you don't have to put time in. We've already done it and it's all made right there at the shop with love. So just like you would do at home.
And I do have to say the other cool thing too that people need to remember, stocking stuffers at Butcher Boy because I was so impressed with the sauces that you have there. And you've got some amazing like food additions that people can put in, you know, and provide their loved ones for stocking stuffers.
For sure. Yeah. Sauces, spices, all kind of accoutrement to go with everything that we sell. It's all about the meat. So everything we sell goes with the meats that we sell as far as the seasoning, sauces, marinades, all that.
And for anyone who has a small business, a nice reminder too, because I remember working for a company that provided us gift cards for Butcher Boy in advance of the holidays. And it's just phenomenal. A great idea for any business out there who wants to provide a nice thank you to any employee out there, that you guys are also a phenomenal resource during the holidays for
sure.
employee appreciation gifts.
Yeah. Gift cards. We have companies, local companies that we make hams for, prime ribs, turkeys, etc. Gift to their employees. Yeah.
And that's
All
just, yeah, so important around the holidays. Well, Clint, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Where do people go? Where are you located? Online and telephone.
Okay. Butcher Shop, Butcher Boy Meats is right on the corner of Plum and Arlington, 530 West Plum. Give us a call at 825-MEAT, 825-6328. Place your orders, ask questions, all that. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 6, and online, butcherboyreno.com. Has all kinds of good info, including, we're talking about cooking, all kinds of cooking recipes, tips, etc. So explore.
Awesome. Clint, thank you so much.
sir.
You're watching 2 Plus U Nevada.